こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材はリバプールの遠藤航に関する動画です。リバプールはプレミアリーグ第23節でボーンマスと対戦し、2対0で勝利し、遠藤はクローザーとして88分から出場しました。サラーとの交代で入った遠藤は、中盤とは言っても前目の8番あるいは10番の位置で、インサイドハーフの位置でプレーしていました。特に大きなプレーもなかったですが、すべてのプレーを堅実に、遠藤らしくプレーし、抑えるところを抑えて、相手にとっては壁となっていました。長い時間プレーしたわけでもないので、ファンのコメントも多くはありませんが、今回はいつものアンフィールドアジェンダからプレイヤーレーティングの動画です。気に抜いているわけではないので、すべてのプレイヤー分をお楽しみください。
What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings video here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool have beaten Bournemouth by 2-0, a result that keeps us top of the Premier League table and increases that gap over Arsenal, who of course take on Manchester City at the Emirates tomorrow. We can sit back, feet up and enjoy it. I'm going to go through now and give the referee, the players, the substitutes and the coach all a score out of 10. As always, you'll see two scores. The one in the upper right hand corner is the average audience score and the big square will be my score. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's get going with the referee. I actually thought he did alright, you know. Darren England today, I thought he did okay, so I've given him a 7. And the Anfield Agenda audience have gone for an average score of 6. You know, there were yellow cards in the game, but I thought they were yellow cards all around. I don't have any complaints about them. The penalty, I thought he did very well to spot, because I didn't spot it in real time. But then when I seen it back, I thought fair enough. So yeah, normally I complain about refs, but I thought he did that game well today. Moving on now to Alisson Becker. Brilliant. Nothing really else to add. Absolutely top notch. Some rockets of shots he couldn't do much about. Obviously, Semenyo rattled the post of the bar. They hit the post again in the second half, but he made some big saves. A good one-on-one save where he came out and smothered as Semenyo tried to toe poke it past him at the near post. Another one, of course, from Ryan Gravenberch that ricocheted off when Alisson got down and scooped it out. And he worked hard for that clean sheet today, ladies and gents. So I've given Ali a score of 8.5 today. And you guys not too far behind with an average score of 8.4. I should point out, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I don't know the Anfield Agenda audience's scores before we start. So these are coming in as a surprise to me as they are to you. We move on now, though, to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And as soon as we get an update around the Trent injury situation, we'll bring it to you. He went down holding the upper portion of his right leg, and we don't know any more about it at this point. So he was replaced in the game then by Connor Bradley. And I thought he was all right. Trent on there today. He was going to have a tough afternoon against Semenyo and Kirkes. But, you know, the chat was quite divided on it. I thought he was okay. I'm not going to say he was great. Not going to say he was terrible. Just okay. So for that, I've given him a 6.5. And the audience, we're not too far apart. The audience have gone for a 6.3. If you disagree or agree, do let me know in the comment section. Right, Ibrahima Kanade. Look, both are centre-backs today. No complaints from me. I thought they were both top-notch. In fact, I go as far as to say I think they're the best centre-back pairing in the Prem, maybe in Europe. And Kanade and Verge certainly earned their crust today. So, for me, Ibrahima Kanade gets a score of 8. The audience have gone at a 7.4. I always like to give the defenders a high score, and we've kept a clean sheet, even if we did ride our luck a little bit. Want to give credit as well, by the way, to Bournemouth today. Their fans can be incredibly proud of them. The style of football they play under Iriola is easy on the eye, and you can see where they've won many fans around the football world. We had to work hard today, as Arna said. Even when they went 2-0 down, they never let their heads drop, same as when they were at Anfield. So credit to them, the Bournemouth fans. Right, Virgil van Dijk, our captain. We did show a little bit of the snidey side of him today for his yellow card. Just kind of leaving one on, coming in behind from the player. But aerially dominant, calm presence at the back, kept control of the game. Virgil gets an 8.5 for me for that. Just a little bit better than Ibu for me. So Virgil 8.5, the Anfield Agenda audience 7.9. Andy Robertson. Oh, Andy. More like it. Much more like it from Andy Robertson. That's the Robbo we've come to love over the years. And maybe Arna has this right. Give Robbo a full week's rest. Or as close to a full week as we can. I know he was over playing the PSV Eindhoven, but he took him off. So at least he got some minutes off. And I don't know where I got the full week's rest from. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. But that was more like it from Andy Robertson today. And maybe managing his minutes a bit better is the way forward. So I think he can be very happy with his work. I've given him an 8.5 because I was really impressed with him. And the audience have gone for a 7.4 for Andy Robertson. Next up, look at him. Look at him. Look at that smile. What a man. For me, right with Mo, best player on the park today. I thought he was incredible. Mohamed Salah was the Anfield Agenda man of the match. I probably edge towards Ryan Gravenberch because he's just so complete. The all-around midfielder. Can do it all. Never loses the ball. Always controls it in tight spaces. Finds a way through. Good eye for a pass. Not afraid to break the lines. Just an absolute superstar. Incredible. So I've given him a 9 today. And the audience have gone a bit lower with an 8.1. Next up, Alexis McAllister. Spot on decision for Arna, by the way, to bring him off when he got that yellow, and then he had a couple of little fouls afterwards. Can't have him walking a tightrope with that long left in the game, and we needed to rotate so we could bring on somebody else if we needed a tactical foul or two. I thought he was alright today. Alexis didn't blow the midfield open, didn't grab it by the scruff of the neck, but always there, always making himself available and always working hard. I gave him a score of 7, which is exactly the same as the Anfield Agenda audience. Well in. Next up, Soboslai, who divided opinion a lot today in the chat. It depends which way you look at it for me. Yes, he lost his footing on occasion. Yes, there was a couple of loose touches. But the defensive side of his game, the work rate, it was extremely impressive. And I just can't believe how fit this guy is. And I don't mean in a good-looking way, but he is that as well, I guess. But I just thought he was really good defensively today. And maybe in a game like that, I look for that type of performance from him, and I'm going to move on to give Darwin credit for that as well, but I've given him a 7.5, and maybe we're closer because the audience have gone for a 7.2. So yeah, I think maybe the naysayers in the chat were in the minority. Next up, the great man. Look, he's pointing at me. He wants me to do well. Go on, Mo. Double, one finger for each goal for Mo there today. Penalty, probably my favourite Mohamed Salah penalty for Liverpool. Emphatically buried it low into the corner. Maybe he just enjoys seeing Kepa between the sticks. And then obviously a second goal where he used Kirkes as a shield and just curled the ball into the corner. Brilliant. 21 goals, 13 assists for the great man this season in the Premier League. Moved past Frank Lampard on the Premier League all-time goal scoring charts, where he now has Sergio Aguero in his sights. Salah today gets a 9 for me, and the Anfield Agenda audience feels similarly with an average score of 9.1. And as I mentioned, he was your Anfield Agenda man of the match as well. Cody Gakpo. Good performance from Cody today. He's a very accomplished young footballer. I still prefer Diaz on the left than through the centre, but we'll get to that in a minute. Cody's performance today I thought was very good. Obviously didn't find the score sheet today, but he's been in great goal scoring form lately. And Arna seems to have a front three that he feels he can rely upon now, with the options of Diogo Jota coming back, Darwin Núñez, and of course Chiesa as well. So today I've given Gakpo a score of 8. And the audience have gone a little bit lower with a 7.1. You're hard taskmasters today. But we did win the game and keep a clean sheet. So maybe I'm being on the upbeat side. But yeah, I'm happy when we win. Particularly in a game that, let's be honest, we were nervous about coming into. Luis Diaz, again, good performance. Lots of energy. Incredibly hard work rate. Closing down players, dropping deep, coming short, going left, through the centre. All over the place. Just an energizer bunny of a player. Always looking to make things happen, and it's a joy to watch, let's be honest. So I've given him an 8 today. You've gone for a 6.9. I don't think he's best through the centre. I still think he's a better player on the left-hand side, but he's doing a job for the manager. I thought he looked a bit better when Darwin came on and Lucho dropped out to the left, but 8 for me today, and let's call it a 7 from the audience. Curtis Jones came on to replace Alexis McAllister. Put himself about, did what Curtis Jones does. Some stuff that makes you frustrated, taking a bit long out of the ball, misplaced pass or so, but good work rate. Always looking to get forward, good eye for a pass as well. Not afraid to break the lines, or well able to break the lines is probably a better phrase. So from his cameo from the bench, I'm giving Curtis a 7 today, and the audience have gone similar with a 6.8. Conor Bradley, who will probably be deputising now for however long it is that Trent's going to be out for. Big game coming up on Thursday against Spurs. And this man's going to be there. And I'm backing him to put in another good performance. I thought it was a real interesting battle with him and Semenyo when he came on. He was good getting forward. He was tracking back with Semenyo, who did have him once or twice. And then Bradley fought back at him. It was an interesting duel. And I'm a Conor Bradley fan. So I'm giving him a 7.5 for his cameo from the bench. The audience thinking similarly with an average score of 7.2. Let us know in the comments what you thought about Bradley. Darwin Núñez, my favourite moment, Darwin moment of this game, was when he tracked back and won a throw in for us in our own half, down by our own corner flag. Our centre forward, back there, defending, covering and working. That's why Liverpool fans love this guy. Yes, he might not be scoring, but he works his backside off and he put in a shift when he came on for the team. And that has to be, well, congratulated in my opinion. So, Darwin, well done. Good effort, good hustle, as they say. And again, loved him back defending. Giving the linesman the thumbs up as well when he won the throw-in. So I've given him a 7, which is simpatico with the Anfield Agenda audience. Have equally given him a 7. Wataru Endo. We needed him on, didn't we? Let's be honest. You want Endo on there to see out the game. And he was snapping into challenges in the centre of the park and doing Endo things out there. I mean, look, he didn't set the world on fire, but he did his job. Helped us keep the clean sheet. And is a professional, as always. So, he gets a 6.5 from me, which I swear to God I don't know these numbers and this is freaky. A 6.5 from the audience as well. And last up, Mr. Arne Slot, who has again seen Liverpool go and win a difficult away game, keeps the momentum of the season going, keeps us top of the Premier League, keeps finding a way to get the best out of them. And as was highlighted by many of the journalists as well, loved them shouting on to control, control, control at the end of that first half in stoppage time. Make sure we went in with the lead and tried to fix what he thought he could fix at half time. Iriola on the other side as well, a great coach, and I'd say they both enjoyed that battle of wits there today. He said himself that could have been a 1-1 game, but it wasn't. It ended up 2-0 to us, and for that, Arne, thank you. Great work so far, and you're getting that league title, fella. I've given him a score of 9 today, and the Anfield Agenda audience have given him an average score of 8.5. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our player ratings today. I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for your support. As you can see in the corner, 297,000 now, closing in on 300,000. Every one of you that hits that button makes a big difference to us. Massive thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped, as well. A reminder, you can get yourself that 20% off and free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com with our code Anfield20 or by scanning the QR code. There's a news video going to be coming out at about 8:30 tonight, where we're hoping to have a Trent update and a few other interesting bits, including a bit from Agent Dom, because he's been at it with Kirkes again. So keep an eye out for that one dropping. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be live streaming again, as I just look to get my head right and take a couple of days off. But I will have a news video out tomorrow, and then we'll see you on Transfer Deadline Day on Monday for another live show. Appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. The Reds are top of the league and going well. Well done. 2-0. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
次は解説です。私が取り上げる動画の中では、クレッグの英語が最も聞き取りやすい英語ではないでしょうか。少し強調したり、ユーモアを入れたりすることもいつもありますので、今回もそういった表現も少し入っていますし、よくクレッグが使う表現から、今回また解説しているものもありますので、本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。
スマザーは動詞で覆い隠す、抑え込む、窒息させるという意味を持ちます。特にスポーツの文脈では、相手のプレーを封じる、ボールを確保する、素早く対応してチャンスを潰すという意味で使われます。特にゴールキーパーが素早く飛び出してボールを抑え込むプレーや、ディフェンダーが相手の攻撃を完全に封じ込める場面で頻繁に登場します。
Came out and smothered us. Another one, of course, from Ryan Gravenberch that ricocheted off.
リコチェットオフというフレーズは、ボールや弾丸が壁や障害物に当たって別の方向に跳ね返るときに使われる表現です。スポーツの実況では、特にサッカーやバスケットボールで、シュートやパスが相手に当たって方向が変わったときに頻繁に使われます。
Another one, of course, from Ryan Gravenberch that ricocheted off. Another one, of course, from Ryan Gravenberch that ricocheted off. It did show a little bit of the snidey side of him today.
スナイディは、もともと皮肉っぽい、嫌味なという意味のスラングですが、スポーツの解説では、ずる賢いプレーや、相手をうまく出し抜くプレーを指すことがあります。この表現は、単にラフプレーを指すのではなく、巧妙で計算されたプレーを意味することが多いです。
It did show a little bit of the snidey side of him today. Today, Alexis didn't blow the midfield open.
ブローオープンは、スポーツ実況で試合の流れが劇的に変わる瞬間を強調するのに最適なフレーズです。特に、均衡していた試合が一気に崩れたり、大きなゴールが決まったりした時に使われます。また、リーグ戦の優勝争いが混戦になったり、あるチームの勝利によって戦況が大きく変わったりする場合にも使え、実況や解説でこのフレーズを使うことで、試合の劇的な展開をよりダイナミックに伝えることができます。
Today, Alexis didn't blow the midfield open. Today, Alexis didn't blow the midfield open, which is exactly the same as the Anfield Agenda audience. Well in.
ウェルインは、選手の良いプレーや見事な守備などに対して即座に褒める時の短いカジュアルな表現です。試合中の実況や解説で、ナイスプレーと伝える際に活用できます。特にゴールや重要な場面での成功を称える際にぴったりです。
Which is exactly the same as the Anfield Agenda audience. Well in. Which is exactly the same as the Anfield Agenda audience. Well in. For me, yes, he lost his footing on occasion.
ルーズワンズフッティングは、選手が足を滑らせたりバランスを崩したりする場面でよく使われる表現です。特に、ピッチが滑りやすい状態だったり、相手の激しいチャレンジを受けたりした際に、このフレーズが実況で頻繁に登場します。このフレーズを試合の解説や実況に取り入れることで、選手の動きや試合の流れをより臨場感を持って表現できるようになります。
For me, yes, he lost his footing on occasion. For me, yes, he lost his footing on occasion. So, yeah, I think maybe the naysayers in the chat.
ネイセヤーは、スポーツの実況や解説で、特定の選手やチームに懐疑的なファンや評論家を指す際によく使われます。特に、調子が悪い選手が復調した時や、低評価だったチームが快進撃を見せた時に、批判者を黙らせたという文脈で登場することが多いです。
So, yeah, I think maybe the naysayers in the chat were... So, yeah, I think maybe the naysayers in the chat emphatically buried it low into the corner.
エンファティカリーは、試合で圧倒的な勝利を収めた時や、選手が強い意志を持ってプレーしている場面を伝える際に最適な表現です。例えば、あるチームがライバルを寄せ付けずに完勝した場合など、試合の決定的な展開を強調できます。試合の決定的な瞬間や、選手の強い意志を表現する際に、このフレーズを活用することで、よりエネルギッシュで臨場感のある解説が可能になります。
Emphatically buried it low into the corner. Emphatically buried it low into the corner. He's a very accomplished young footballer.
アカンプリッシュドは、経験豊富で卓越したスキルを持つ選手を称える際に非常に適した言葉です。特に、冷静な判断力やテクニックを持つ選手、長年にわたって活躍するベテラン選手を紹介するときに使われます。また、若手選手の成長を称賛する際にも使え、将来有望な選手の能力を伝えるのにぴったりです。
He's a very accomplished young footballer. He's a very accomplished young footballer. He's just an energizer bunny of a player.
エナジャイザーバニーは、試合中に休むことなく走り回り、攻守にわたって活躍する選手を称えるときに使われるフレーズで、選手の持久力やハードワークぶりを視聴者にわかりやすく伝えることができます。英語圏のスポーツ解説では頻繁に使われるフレーズなので、ナチュラルな実況、解説をする際にも役立ちます。
It's just an energizer bunny of a player. It's just an energizer bunny of a player who will probably be deputizing now for...
デピュタイズは、誰かの代理を務める際に使われる便利な言葉で、スポーツでは、主力選手が怪我やコンディション不良で欠場した際に、その代役としてプレーする選手を指す表現としてよく登場します。特に、若手選手や控え選手がチャンスを得る場面でよく使われ、重要な役割を果たす場面を効果的に伝えることができます。
Who will probably be deputizing now for... But he works his backside off.
ワークワンズバックサイドオフは、試合で選手が全力を尽くして走り続けたり、プレッシャーをかけ続けたりする場面でよく使われる表現です。バックサイドはお尻のことで、直訳するとお尻が取れるほど働くですが、日本語では死ぬ気で働く、全力を尽くすというニュアンスになり、チームのためにハードワークする選手や、試合を通して献身的なプレーを見せる選手を称賛するときにぴったりのフレーズです。
But he works his backside off, which is simpatico with the Anfield Agenda audience.
シンパティコという言葉は、もともとはイタリア語やスペイン語で親しみやすい、気が合うという意味を持っていますが、英語でも馬が合う、意見が一致するという意味で使われます。特に、スポーツ実況では、評価や意見が一致していることを表現する際や、選手同士の相性の良さを説明する際にも使えます。
Which is simpatico with the Anfield Agenda audience, which is simpatico with the Anfield Agenda audience. I mean, look, you didn't set the world on fire, but
Set the world on fire は、スポーツ実況や解説で、選手やチームが圧倒的なパフォーマンスを見せた時に使われる表現です。特に、若手選手が急成長し、世界中から注目を浴びている場面や、試合中にある選手が決定的なプレーを見せ、試合の流れを変えた場合に、その興奮を伝えることができます。いかがでしたか？遠藤航の出番はほとんどないだろうとは思っていましたが、数分だとしても、クローザーの役割で、最後の試合を締めに行くことが定番になってきており、マンチェスターユナイテッド戦のように、遠藤航を出さずに試合の終盤に失点するのはありえないとさえ、スロット自身が感じてきているようにさえ思えます。まだまだ遠藤の出番が今後もありそうですので、また期待したいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。